My daughter asked me a question I never, ever expected. I thought she'd be the hardest one to accept this idea of me moving on. But what she said, it stopped me cold and it reminded me just how much our kids see more than we think. Let me share with you exactly what it was and why this matters and how this can be helpful for you. Look, I was dating somebody for a while, and my daughter, who I just expected to be the hardest one to crack, um, just a little tougher at times, just a little tougher. And she looked me in the eye, and I remember plainly exactly where we at, and it was uncomfortable. But she looked me in the eye and she says, "So when are you getting married again?" And then she said, "Well, we should probably look at rings." And I'm sitting here like, "Whoa." She's pushing it on me, and she's pushing it on me. I just was, I don't know. I guess there was this internal conflict, and when you got kids, you want, you don't want to do something dumb again, or what you feel is dumb, even though you made the best decisions as you could. I'm probably going to cry on this one. And so you don't want to do it again, right? You don't want to put them in that space again. You don't want to do that. And I'm thinking about it more. I'm like, okay, and it broke me because it exposed me and the pressure that I was under. One, for their approval, it's a big deal. And that I was projecting my own fear of failure onto them. It showed me they were watching how I handled healing and not just how I avoided pain. So if you're going to get into this conversation and these moments and this openness and this dialogue that I constantly am asking for my children to be open, tell me, be honest, tell me what you think, give me a good feedback loop, because I want that to be a free flowing river. I tell my kids, like, yes, there's going to be things I don't like, but we need to get it out. We need to look at it. And so this was something, and it shook me, right? It was like, but here's a few things that I took away from it, and something that I think is really helpful for all of us as we're navigating these conversations. And they're never going to be perfect. They're never going to be perfect, and you don't know when they're coming. But what I do know is that your kids are resilient, but they need consistency. Your kids are resilient, but they need consistency. Consistency in all things, even if there's things that I do right now simply for consistency. I don't necessarily like it, but I also know that the hardest decisions that I need to make, the toughest things, the hardest things, the things I don't want to do, those are usually the things that I need to do. Consistency is applicable in those areas. I don't usually want to do those, but I know that consistency is so critical right now. What they want most, next thing, is they want to see you happy and whole. They wanted to see me happy and whole. And so you have to be open and you have to be honest enough with them so that they can share those things with you. They do want you happy and whole. And I noticed that for me, the more that I ask for forgiveness, the more that I mess up and say, "Hey, son, hey, daughter, I blew it. I'm sorry. Will you please forgive me? I'm sorry." The moment that I humble myself more, the more open they are to share things with me, to say things to me, and to have that dialogue to be open so that they can know if I'm happy and whole. They can know if you're happy and whole. They sense safety when you lead with clarity and not fear. Children will say things when they are safe. They feel heard. And to be mindful of that, as this was being shared with me, this was unexpected that my daughter would say these things, but she felt that there was clarity and that there wasn't fear. And so in that sense of safety, she disclosed the information to me. And remember, you don't have to be perfect. Just be present, be honest, and be growing. I think the things that I've noticed the most, again, the hardest things. What are the hardest things for you to do with your kids? What are the hardest things for you to do with yourself? Um, Again, I mentioned forgiveness, and I just think that for most guys, it's harder to do, to just say, "Hey, please forgive me." Hey, please forgive me for offending you, or please forgive me for sharing that, or please forgive me for my tone. How can I be better? How can I do that better? Okay. I want to be better. I want to grow. I want to do more. I want those things. And your children want the same for you. They want you to grow. They want you to be present. They want you to be honest. They want you to be happy. They want you to be whole. And just remember, the King of Kings and Lord of Lords is the same for us. He wants to give you an abundant life, a life of blessing. Deuteronomy 28, blessing and not cursing. But count it all joy when you have trials and tribulations. And he's given us that joy. In his weakness, he is our strength. And knowing that, letting God's word just bubble within you and to overflow. And so those couple of things for me were so big when my daughter said that, it just hooked me. I said, wow, what an unusual bridge to cross. And I'm thankful for it. And I want to root and cheer you on too. God bless you. I'm glad you're here. I'm thankful for you. If you're looking for more, you're looking to get accountable and challenged and balance and grow the business and grow your life, let me know. Just send me a message. I'd love to chat more with you about it. God bless you. I'll see you on the next one.